The sky above Varelia 9 burned with streaks of violet lightning. The once proud planet of crystalline cities and floating citadels was now a graveyard of smoke and shattered towers. Captain Elias Rowe guided his dropship through the debris field, eyes narrowed behind his visor. He wasn't supposed to be here. The war between the Terran frontier and the Varelian Dominion was officially over, at least on paper. But peace treaties were only ink and lies when entire species had lost too much to forgive. Elias had followed a distress beacon into this forsaken system. It pulsed weakly from beneath the ruins of what had once been the palace of Eelthera, home of the Varelian royal line. No human ship had ever breached it before. Most who tried never returned. "Radiation levels are spiking," said his ship's AI, Karis. "Noted," Elias muttered. "Keep the shields stable. I'll make this quick." He landed amid the wreckage. Black glass, twisted metal, and bodies turned to ash. The silence pressed against him like a living thing. He moved through it, rifle ready, guided by the blinking signal on his wristpad. It led him to what had once been a great marble hall. Now it was half buried under collapsed beams. The air shimmered faintly with lingering energy fields. Varelian tech, elegant and dangerous even in death. And there, in the center of the ruin, he saw her. A woman, no, not human. She was lying amid the debris, her silvery skin faintly luminous, her hair spread like molten gold around her. Her armor was ceremonial, cracked and scorched. One of her 6-fingered hands clutched a crystalline rod pulsing weakly with energy. The distress beacon. Elias knelt beside her. The scanner on his gauntlet flickered. "Vitals barely there," Karis said through his comms. "Species identified, Varelian. Female. Possibly royal lineage." "Royal," Elias murmured. "That's impossible." The palace was hit first in the bombardment. The woman's eyelids fluttered. She spoke, voice musical but trembling. "Human. You should not be here." "I could say the same," he replied. "I'm Captain Elias Rowe, Terran Search and Rescue. You're lucky I found you." Her eyes opened fully, irises glowing a deep amethyst. "Lucky," she whispered bitterly. "Your kind destroyed my world." He winced. She wasn't wrong. Middle, the princess and the soldier. Her name was Princess Lyri of Varelia, last surviving heir of the Dominion. She'd been in the palace when the orbital strikes began. The Terran fleet hadn't meant to wipe out her people. It was supposed to be a strategic strike against weapons research, but Varelian energy reactors had detonated like miniature suns. Now her once great civilization was dust. Elias stabilized her as best he could, sealing plasma burns and giving her oxygen. Her physiology was strange. She breathed a mix of nitrogen and iridescent trace gases. He had to adjust the ship's atmosphere to something that wouldn't kill her. "I should leave you here," he said at one point, bitterness in his tone. "If the fleet finds me harboring a Varelian royal, I'll be court-martialed." Lyri smiled faintly. "Then why haven't you?" He didn't answer. Maybe because he was tired of orders. Tired of watching good people, human and alien alike, die in the name of politics. As the hours passed, Lyri's condition worsened. The crystalline rod she'd been holding, the heart staff she called it, was both weapon and life support. Its power was failing. Without it, her bioluminescent blood would lose coherence. "Can't you repair it?" he asked. "I was never trained for the old ways," she whispered. "The heart staff binds my essence. When it fades, I fade." Elias examined the core. It wasn't mechanical. It was living energy, resonating at a frequency his instruments couldn't read. He'd never seen anything like it. Karis suggested leaving before the radiation storm hit. But Elias stayed. "You're a fool," Leary said weakly as he worked. "You risk your life for an enemy." "I'm a soldier," he said. "Saving lives is the one thing they can't court-martial me for." She laughed softly, but it turned into a cough. Violet blood splattered her lips. And then she collapsed. The heartstaff's glow died. Her body went limp, her eyes empty. Elias froze, then shouted, "No! No, damn it, not now." He tore off his gloves and pressed his hands to her chest. Her skin was cold, glass smooth. He began CPR, though part of him knew it was useless. Virilian physiology didn't respond to human methods. But desperation makes fools of us all. "Come on, Leary, come on," he shouted. His hands trembled as he pressed down again. His palm brushed the heartstaff where it lay cracked beside her, and something happened. A surge of heat burst through him. His vision filled with light. His veins burned as if molten gold raced through them. The air vibrated with an alien resonance. Leary's body arched. Her eyes flared open, glowing brighter than before. A shockwave of bioluminescent energy exploded from her chest, hurling Elias backward. When he came to, the air was still. Leary was breathing, shallow but steady. The heartstaff glowed once more, repaired and pulsing in sync with her heartbeat. "What happened?" he gasped. She sat up weakly. "You touched the heartstaff. It responded to you. That should be impossible." Elias looked down at his hands. Golden veins of light still traced across his skin, fading slowly. "Guess we just rewrote a few rules," he said. Leary studied him, awe and fear in her eyes. "Our life essence is incompatible with yours. Yet it recognized you, bonded to you. You saved me, Elias Rowe. But now, part of my essence flows through you." Part 3: The Bond. They left the palace ruins and took refuge in a nearby canyon to wait out the radiation storm. The heartstaff's energy formed a protective barrier that hummed softly in the dark. For 2 days they talked. Leary spoke of her people's ancient history, the Virilians who once shaped stars and traded in light. Elias told her about the Terran colonies, about how humanity had reached too far too fast, desperate for new worlds to feed its endless hunger. And between those stories, something unspoken grew. At night, when Leary slept, Elias felt the pulse of her essence inside him. Sometimes he saw flashes, memories that weren't his. A floating city under twin suns. The laughter of children with golden skin. A coronation song sung in the old language. He realized that through their strange connection, he could feel her emotions. Grief, hope, wonder. It was both beautiful and unbearable. When Leary woke one morning, she found him staring at the rising dawn. "You've seen them, haven't you?" she said quietly. "Your memories," he admitted. "They come in dreams. Then you know what I've lost." He nodded. "And I wish I could give it back." She touched his arm gently. "You already gave me something more precious. A second heartbeat." Part 4: The Return of the Fleet. Their fragile peace ended when the Terran reconnaissance drones arrived. Elias spotted them streaking across the sky, silver needles scanning for survivors. Within hours, a fleet would descend to finish the cleanup. "They'll kill us both if they find you," Karis warned. Leary turned to Elias. "Then go. You can still escape." He shook his head. "Not without you." She looked away. "If they learn I live, the war will start again. My existence is a weapon now. They will hunt me across the stars." Elias thought fast. There was one chance, the ancient Virilian gateway buried beneath the palace. It was rumored to connect to distant worlds, untouched by war. But the last energy surge had collapsed most of its conduits. The heart staff might power it, he said. Leary frowned. If I channel its energy into the gate, it will consume me. I will not survive the passage. Then we find another way. There is no other way. He clenched his fists. I won't let you die again. But the choice wasn't his to make. The drones were already approaching. The sound of distant thunder echoed as Terran ships broke through the clouds. Leary lifted the heartstaff. You carry my essence now, Elias. If I fall, part of me endures in you. That is enough. She stepped into the gateway chamber, a vast ring of black stone etched with runes of light. Energy flared as she placed the heartstaff into the core. The structure came alive, humming like the heartbeat of a god. Elias ran to her side. Leary, please, she smiled sadly. Do not mourn. In another world, perhaps we meet again. The light consumed them both. Ending. The heartbeat beyond. When Elias awoke, he was floating. The air was different, clean, soft, alive. Above him stretched a pale sky filled with drifting islands. The ruins were gone. The war-torn world replaced by an untouched landscape of crystal rivers and luminous trees. Where am I? He whispered. Karis's voice crackled weakly. Unknown location. Coordinates do not match any charted system. He rose unsteadily. The heartstaff lay beside him, cracked but still glowing faintly. But Leary, she was gone. For days, Elias searched the new world. He found no sign of her body, only traces of her essence, like shimmering motes in the air that glowed brighter when he approached. He felt her presence everywhere, in the wind, in the light, in his pulse. One night, while resting beside a river of glowing mist, he heard her voice. Elias! He turned, heart racing. Leary! Her form shimmered into being before him, translucent but radiant. You live, she said softly. So do you, he breathed. Not as before, she said. The heartstaff used my essence to open the gate. I am part of this world now, its guardian. And you carry the bond that keeps me here. He felt tears sting his eyes. I should have stopped you. No. You gave me a chance to save what remains of my people's legacy. This place, call it Virelia reborn, is a seed of what once was. She smiled faintly. But it is lonely to be everywhere and nowhere. Will you stay? He hesitated. The fleet would search for him forever. He could never return to human space. But here was peace. Here was her. I'll stay, he said finally. Someone has to keep your heart beating. She reached out, her luminous fingers brushing his cheek. For a moment, her form solidified, warm, real. Then she kissed him, light passing between them like fire and starlight. The sky above flared with auroras as the new world pulsed to life. Forests grew brighter. Rivers sang. The planet itself seemed to breathe again. And beneath the twin moons of this reborn world, a human soldier and an alien princess, bound by life and death, became the first heartbeat of a new beginning. Epilogue. Centuries later, explorers from the Terran frontier discovered a lush world untouched by war. They found no cities, no ruins. Only a single monument of crystal in the shape of two intertwined figures, one human, one Virelian. At its base was an inscription in two languages. He held the alien princess as she died, but his touch made her heart beat again. From that heartbeat, a world was reborn. And some say, when the wind passes through the monument on a quiet night, you can still hear two heartbeats, one human, one alien, echoing together in the silence of the stars.